What's up, everybody? Kyle Barboza here, bass player and music educator, and I swear this wasn't a gimmick. My day gig, in case you didn't know, was I'm a middle school and high school band director. And like any band director, we play like 10 other instruments, but all at like a 10th grade level. So it's not that impressive. But that's the point. The point is I played a chorus of the tune Sunny on an instrument that I'm not great at, and I limited myself to 2 notes. And you gotta admit, it wasn't half bad, right? And that's because even though I'm not great on this instrument, I have the mentality of an improviser. And I want to teach you about that today. Now, 99% of teachers teach improvisation in, I'm going to say, a suboptimal way. Because what's the first thing that happens when you take a lesson on how to improvise on the bass? Well, usually you have the chart in front of you and the teacher goes over what the chord changes are, the chord tones, and the scale that you're using, right? And I'm here to say that that's the exact wrong way to start. And here's why. What is improvising? Most people would say improvising is making stuff up on the spot, right? And that's actually not correct. Improvising, you can think of musical improvisation as musical speech. We're speaking to each other, having a conversation. And when we speak to each other, like with normal speech, we don't plan out or script the things we're going to say to each other. But at the same time, we're saying words and phrases that we've used 1,000 times before. We're just arranging them in a new way to fit the context of the conversation. And that's a really important distinction. Now, when you learned how to speak as an itty-bitty baby, you imitated your parents. But the thing is, you weren't imitating the words that they were saying. You weren't trying to learn the vocabulary. You were trying to imitate their inflections, the pitch that they use when they ask questions and they say things, the way they talk, the articulation, right? All those goos and gahs that you were making was an attempt to learn the sound of speech, not the words. That's really, really important because in this lesson, and I think any good lesson about how to improvise, we're not going to mention anything about the vocabulary. That is the scales or the arpeggios. Nothing about that right now. Because the 3 most important things when it comes to becoming a great improviser are first and foremost, 1, clear, intentional rhythms. 2, strong, confident articulation. And 3, interesting phrasing. If you have those 3 things, you can make 2 notes sound good. Hell, Louis Armstrong made 1 note sound good all the time. If you had all the vocabulary, all the licks, you knew how to play every chord change, whatever, I don't care. It wouldn't matter if you don't have those 3 things. Those are the most important things when it comes to improvising, and they're the things you have to work on first. So that's where we're going to start, okay? In this lesson, we're going to do a lot of call and response and imitation, and it might sound a little basic at first, but please bear with me. Trust me on this one. What we're working on is the phrasing, the sound, the attitude, the articulation, all of that. And we're trying to isolate that. And in order to do that, we're going to make the note choice really, really simple. That's where we're going to start. This is the definitive first lesson for any improviser. All right, grab your bass. I'm going to grab mine. Here we go. All right, you ready? Here we go. What I play, you play. How I articulate, you articulate. Okay, I'm going to play for 4 beats. You play for 4 beats. So 1 measure each. All right, here we go. 1, 2. Right? Okay, stop there for a second. All right, so this next time around, I'm not going to start my phrases on one, okay? So same two notes, you play what I play, but I'm going to start somewhere other than beat one. Here we go. One, two, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Lower this on my end so I can talk. So, awesome. So, if you had trouble with those rhythms, go back and do that whole thing again. Okay, take your time with this. Another great thing you can do is, you notice that I'm singing where you're singing. I'm just trying to help you out in case you lost some of the rhythms, okay? But it would be great to sing these back to me. I play them, you sing, okay? That is a superb way to start off doing these and then go back and do them with the bass. Everything's gotta sing. Your voice is your best tool for learning how to improvise. Seriously, okay? Does two things. You're an expert with it, so you'll be able to recreate things really easy. And it's going to teach you that if you can audiate in your head, then it will, and it can come out in your voice, then you're really, really hearing it, okay? And that's what we really want. We want things to come from our mind out of the instrument. Again, this is why we're simplifying the notes. We want as little barrier at first between this and this as we can get, okay? All right. This part's going to be fun. This time, I play a measure, you improvise back to me, okay? So I get my phrase, you get your phrase. One measure each. All right, here we go. Ready? A 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3. One more. Cool. Very cool, very cool. Okay, so again, go back, do it again. Remember, rhythm is everything. God, in improvisation, if you can be clear with your rhythm, automatically you're going to sound better. Automatically you're not going to sound like a beginner. Even with two notes. I know pros who have been playing for many decades professionally, who have not mastered being able to play clear rhythms when they improvise, and it makes them sound like beginners. I mean, no offense to anybody who does. This is something we work on, okay? But that is so important, being able to play those three things. clear, intentional rhythms, right? Strong, confident articulation, and interesting phrasing. We're practicing the phrasing by, I'm giving you language, right, that you can repeat to me, and then I'm feeding you language that you can then bounce off of on your own phrases. I'm trying to build your phrasing, all right? Okay, let's do one last thing. Let's increase this to 3 notes now, okay, and 2 measures. Let's just go, I would probably, if this were a personal lesson, an in-person lesson, I'd probably go to either 2 measures with 2 notes or 1 measure with 3 notes. But let's just add a note on and have some fun, do 2 measures each, all right? So let's end it off with something cool. We're going to add a G to this. So this is just 5th fret G, 7th fret A, and 5th fret C, okay? Here we go. Me 2 measures, you 2 measures, all right? Let's do 2 choruses. One, two, 1, 2, 3, Here we go. Keep it simple and crisp. Cool. Hope you had fun with that. That was fun. I was imagining what you might play. I'm such a geek. Yeah, that should be your first lesson on improvising. Okay, if we were in person, maybe we'd go slower, maybe we'd go a little faster, okay, depending on where you are. But this is up to you now, so you've got a couple things to bounce off of. Rewind to the spots that make playing good phrases easy for you. Stick with 2 notes if you really need to work on coming up with some phrases. Guys, if you took any rhythm in there, let's just take this rhythm right here with 1 note. Okay? And you just start to add pitch to that rhythm. Right? Right? It's the same rhythm. It's that simple rhythm. It's a catchy rhythm, and you start to add pitch to it, and now you're really, really going. But you gotta have the rhythm. Listen, like, when it comes to music, our job as musicians is not to give notes to the audience. Okay, we are not providing notes. We're providing emotion, feeling. That's what we're providing to the audience. The notes are a conduit for that. The rhythms are a conduit from that. But the important part is the emotion, the feeling, the groove. That's got to come first. And when we're learning how to improvise, that's where we got to start. Okay? All right. That was a fun one. Hope you all have a good week. I'll be back in a few days with a new one. And take care.